the written notes one is this is kind of random, but it was really fun how it worked out. We had a company that the product is sold through or purchased through purchasing departments because it's like a big enterprise product. And so the end customers, the engineers, they're really hard to get in touch with. Many of them like literally don't have business phones. They don't check their emails because they're busy doing engineering, because their CTO is like, "Hey, you need to write code." I'll tell you what we should be working on. Don't let some random person from the world contact you and give you something else to do, which makes sense, right? Obviously, that's their job. But so it's like, man, how do we get to that customer? Because this company has bought from us a couple times now, and the only contact information we have is like Jane in purchasing in some random office. So it's like, okay, how do we get to the engineer? And a customer of mine had this idea because they make the product themselves in their workshop. They put handwritten notes inside the box and said, "Hey, thanks for your purchase. We actually make a bunch of different types of products, not just this one that you've been buying. If you're interested in connecting with us, just let us know. We'd love to speak with you. We appreciate your business and your time." And sure enough, the engineer went because you knew that the engineer was going to get the box eventually because they're the one who's going to use it, right? So they got it, they opened it, they read the note, and they contacted us and they said, "Hey, I've been," and this is a very, very large semiconductor company. It's like one of the biggest companies in the world. And they were like, "Hey, I've been working in engineering for this company for 20 years. I've actually never had a meeting with an external vendor before, like ever. I need to ask if I'm allowed to have a meeting with you. But if I am allowed to have a meeting with you, I'm really interested in learning more about your other products." And turns out we had that meeting. They learned about a different product that was a better fit for them, like to help extend their work. They've ended up buying over $50,000 worth of that product, and they're buying more. Like it's a regular relationship now. We're in touch all the time. And if you're a big company that's manufacturing somewhere in a factory, you can't write that personal note. But if you do have exposure to who those customers are, you can do something like that, and then you can get to know that customer better and talk to them more. That's an inbound lead. That's really a customer retention strategy, essentially, right? Because it's an existing customer, and we want to sell them more product. But I guess the takeaway from this little story is that you may have a difficult time getting to your actual customer. And so you might need to get creative in thinking about how can you get to them. Maybe that takes different shapes and different forms, but something like a handwritten personal note is one way to get to them.